So, for people who do not know, I usually go out of town for my birthday every single year. Um, I have a whole blog post about that, why I do it. Part of the reason why I do it. It's something that I just like to do, though. So, I go out of town every year for my birthday. I go different places. I try to go somewhere different every year. I end up going to California and Florida a lot, and that is because it is warm in those places around my birthday. My birthday is in April, and sometimes it's cold here, and I'm not even a hot weather person, but during that time of year in Florida or California, it's like in the 70s, which is like perfect weather for me, or warmer sometimes. And I end up there a lot, but I've also been to the Bahamas. This year, I went to the Dominican Republic, so I go out of town for my birthday every year. So I guess you're like, why are you telling us this? Well, next year I have a pretty big birthday coming up, and I want to do it big. I've always wanted to go to Paris, so next year I plan to go to Paris. But I do not want to go and just be an American in Paris. I want to be able to speak the language. I want to be able to have decent adult conversations with people while I'm in Paris. I want to be able to ask for things, ask questions, order food, or even just have a basic, general, shooting the breeze conversation with people in French. So, my goal for the next year, which I pretty much started as soon as I left the Dominican because I knew, okay, next trip, we got to start thinking about it, is to learn French. So I'm not really a novice in this. I'm not a beginner technically, I guess. I'll give you a little background about my French story, mon histoire. I have studied French in school for 9 years. 9 years I've had French. I pretty much had it from sixth grade all the way to junior year in undergrad. So I had French for 9 years. I even placed out of some of the French in college when I first got there by taking a test. So by the time I was in my junior year, the last class that I took was a culture class where we read books in French, talked about culture in French. We never spoke English in that class. Listened to music, listened to French music, talked about French art, read novels, read poetry. So it was a French culture class, straight up all French all the time in that class. So that's my French learning in school, but I cannot speak French. I just cannot do it. First of all, it's been years since I've been in undergrad, and I do not actively speak French. I haven't been speaking it since then, so I do not really speak it. I can read it some, I can write it some, but when it comes to speaking French, I feel like I'm like a 4-year-old child, a 4-year-old French child. And quite honestly, a 4-year-old French child probably speaks French better than I do. So I just do not believe that I can speak French at all. So this is really a big goal for me to learn French. But I do have some background to fall back on because I did take all that French all those years. I do remember some things, but honestly, I could probably read this hypothetical 4-year-old bedtime story in French and pronounce things pretty decently and even understand the story. But when it came time to talk about the story, I'd be at a loss. That 4-year-old would have it over me. I mean, that's how I feel about my French speaking. So I got some work to do in the next year. I want to be able to have conversations in French. I want to learn conversational French because what you learn in class is not conversational French. No one speaks like that. So I got some work to do, and I have about a year to do it. Like I said, I already started with it. So that's my plan. That's my goal. And that's the purpose of all of this. So I know that the best way to learn a new language is full immersion, basically. But I live in Michigan, not a French-speaking country. And I do not know anyone here that speaks French. I saw groups in the last city that I lived in on Meetup that did it. That seems kind of, I don't really want to do that, but I don't even think there's any in this town that I live in right now. So that makes it a little more difficult to fully immerse myself in the language. So that's where you come in. I want to take everyone with me on this journey to learn French. People who want to learn French can watch these videos and hopefully be encouraged on their journey to learn French. Also learn some tips while they're here, learn about some resources that might help them, and share information with me. I can learn from people who are trying to learn as well, because like I said, I do not know French. But also people who already know French, natives or as a second language, you can help me too. You can love this channel as well. You can provide encouragement to me. I'll be posting videos up here where I'm actually speaking in French. Probably more like franglais. And I welcome your comments. You know, tell me what I'm saying wrong or pronouncing wrong, word usage tips, even facial expressions and gestures, idioms, suggestions about what you want me to talk about, whatever. I welcome everyone on my journey to learn French. Hopefully everybody could get something out of it, and I get something out of it, because I really want to do this, and I think putting it out here like this will help me too. Even if no one watches these videos, I'll be out there, I know, in the public's eye, trying to learn French. So, you know, if somebody wants to be a FaceTime or Skype friend or a text message or email pen pal or something, that would be great, because anything that I can do to increase my French knowledge, I'm pretty much down for. So that's my journey. That's my goal for the next year. I welcome everybody on this journey with me, those who want to learn French, those who already know. Maybe I can help somebody learn some English while we're here. I'm pretty smart. I have several degrees, and I used to tutor English and writing in college. So if you want to learn some English, I might be able to help you with that. You can help me with French in return, you know. So viens avec moi and learn some French. And here we go.